back to another episode of Talking Toku, Boston's only podcast about Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, and all their kaiju friends. I am your host, David Scrivani.
I am your co-host, Brian Gershaw.
And we've got a part two of our two-part Evangelion Extravaganza for you today.
Yeah.
If you hadn't listened to the last one, I mean, you don't have to, but you should.
Maybe.
There's not really any continuity because we're talking about a different, or the rebuild of it, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the Rebuild of Evangelion tetralogy.
I hate that word.
So do I, but I like it. I kind of like it more than quadrilogy.
I mean, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't know what it means.
I mean, it's just a different word for quadrilogy.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, you know. Honestly, the only time I've seen quadrilogy used is referring to Alien.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen tetralogy more than quadrilogy.
And I'd rather that be a not dual.
And honestly, Alien's not even a quadrilogy anymore.
No, I would rather it not be a quadrilogy.
Yeah, it should just be a duology.
I'd rather it be the first two.
Yeah.
Just like the Dead Space games.
Maybe Alien 3. I haven't watched in a while, but apparently it's actually not as bad as people think it is.
The director's cut.
Yeah, the assembly cut, which I have not seen.
Yeah, I don't even know. Has it even gotten an official release?
I think it's on like every Blu-ray release, like as a bonus feature.
It should be the main feature.
I don't know.
Alien 3 is rough.
I haven't seen it since high school, so I started watching it a couple, like maybe 2 years ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is like 2.5 hours. I'm gonna not do this right now.
Well, that was off topic.
It was off topic,
but you know what? Alien is a strange beast.
It is. Alien's kind of a kaiju.
Yeah.
So
there's kaiju in Aliens.
That's true.
The mama alien. The queen. She big. She thick.
She's big. All right. She's not. They're not. They're decidedly not thick. They're very lanky and spindly.
The egg sac.
Oh, okay, that's fair. But that's not part of her body, I don't think.
I guess not. Oh, whatever.
All right. Anyways,
back on topic.
Back on topic. So yeah, we're gonna be doing Rebuild of Evangelion, all 4 movies in one. So this might be a little longer.
Yeah, and if the last episode is any indication, I went out of my way to make a semi-script for this, but not really. It's more just an outline, so we stay on
topic.
And
honestly, like the final edit that I did of the podcast of last week's episode is actually not as much of a mess as I expected it to be. So.
Okay. Well, a little behind the scenes audience.
Yeah.
Our recording was all over the place because Dave didn't watch the show.
I watched the show. I just didn't watch it in preparation for this show.
Yeah.
But I watched the Rebuild films recently in anticipation for Thrice Upon a Time, which just came out last week. So,
well, why don't we get to news before we talk about it?
Let's get to news, Brian. Hey, do you have any news for me, Brian?
No.
Speaking of, before we continue, I should mention this is going to be our last in-person episode.
Yep.
Because Brian here he's moving. He's had enough of me. He doesn't want to see me face to face anymore.
Yeah, I'm moving specifically because I can't stand looking at Dave.
Yeah, so he still wants to do the podcast. He just doesn't want to look at me while we're doing it.
Yeah. So in the future,
please don't take that out of context.
In the future, when we're recording this podcast, I will be in Ferndale, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So. Not only is it Melrose's only kaiju podcast, it's also Ferndale's only kaiju
I guess
podcast. So now we have to edit the whole ass title.
Yeah.
But we're reaching new audiences.
Exactly.
To people who will be in Ferndale.
So everyone you meet in Ferndale, you got to be like, listen to my podcast, please.
It's going to be a shameless plug. I'm going to put it on Craigslist.
You should, if Tom Martin ever gets me that poster I commissioned, you can plaster it up across town.
Oh, that would be so cool.
If he ever, I have not heard from him in months. All right, so let's actually get into the news.
Yes.
First up on the news, we got some pretty interesting stuff. The official Godzilla YouTube channel started uploading episodes of the Hanna-Barbera series.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's cute.
They're doing it in 3 7-minute chunks. I'm not really sure why. It's kind of weird because it feels like we're in mid 2000s YouTube, people uploading chunks of random TV episodes, but now this is being done officially.
Do you think they're gonna get copy struck?
It's their own thing, so no.
But people who own their own thing also get copy struck.
I mean, that is true.
Because YouTube is broken.
That is true. I mean, there was a thing that Twitch had to when BlizzCon was happening last year, they muted Metallica's live performance
Oh, I remember that.
so they wouldn't get DMCA'd on their own stream.
Lars, you played yourself.
No, I think that was Twitch. I don't think Metallica had anything to do with it.
Yeah, but he was the one who went after.
Yeah, that's true.
Who pursued the
That is
aggressive legal
true.
action.
Yeah, for all those years ago with Napster.
For being a metal band about being deviant, he really is a stickler to the
know.
law, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, as of recording, the first 2 7-minute parts of the first episode of the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla series, The Firebird, are currently available. I assume they're going to keep going. And it'll be interesting because I don't think season 2 of that show ever had like an official release in the States, at least. I mean, probably anywhere, as it was Hanna-Barbera. It was an American production. But yeah, so if they actually get around to going with season 2, it'll be nice to actually have that in like HD, quote unquote.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
HD 4K Hanna-Barbera Godzilla.
All right. I'm going to skip this one because that was the surprise I mentioned to you, and that should be saved for last, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
The end of the show?
No, the end, the last news segment.
Oh, okay.
'Cause it's a big one.
It's a big boy.
It's some drama, and it's
another drama block?
it's another drama block, and it is insane.
Oh my
It
God.
is-
I'm so excited.
It's a follow up to our first drama with Ben Chaffins.
Hell
and it
yeah.
is- whew.
Okay.
All right. Moving on though, on a more somber note, this is kind of not really Toku related, but it is Toku adjacent. Legendary martial artist Sonny Chiba just passed away at the age of 82 on August 20th after complications with COVID-19. He had apparently been battling the virus for some time, but unfortunately also came down with pneumonia, and those two things together,
Not good.
not a great recipe. So he unfortunately succumbed to it. Like I said, it's not really Toku related, but he did star in numerous productions from Toei, who are behind the Kamen Rider franchise, including The Street Fighter and Karate Warriors. Chiba also appeared in many Western productions as well, including the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, and probably most well known, he was the sword maker Hattori Hanzo from Kill Bill Volume 1. So, rest in peace to Sonny Chiba.
Rip. Rest in peace.
I know he made a bunch of a couple of convention appearances a couple years ago, and a couple of my friends met him, and it seemed like he was like a super, super nice guy.
Of course.
So it's unfortunate, but rest in peace, Sonny Chiba.
And get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated, yeah.
Or wear a mask.
Preferably the former, but
Yeah.
Get
vaccinated. If you don't, I'll find you.
apparently the Pfizer vaccine officially got approved by the
Yeah.
FDA.
So
So
now-
that's not an excuse anymore.
So now you people who don't get vaccinated because you're like, oh, it's not an FDA, bro. You don't have an excuse anymore.
yeah,
Go get
there's
it.
no excuse.
Go get it. I want to go places.
All right, stop trying to.
I'm
pretend
trying to be Mr. Sunday movies,
Stop
but we need people to get vaccinated.
that. I know
bro,
we do.
because this world is falling back into chaos.
I
again.
know it has, and it's probably going to stay that way for a while. I think.
The U.S. just extended its border closure with Canada till September 21st.
Oh, I didn't see that.
September 21st.
Cool.
Get vaccinated.
We're gonna. I'm not gonna. Moving on, we have some news related to our topic for today. Neon Genesis Evangelion is finally coming to Blu-ray. G Kids, which
Oh, this is the expensive one.
there's another one. G Kids has officially announced the Neon Genesis Evangelion Ultimate Edition Blu-ray set, featuring both the classic dub and sub, as well as the more recent one that Netflix did. The Ultimate Edition comes with with limited edition artwork, a 156-page book featuring promotional posters, guides on all the Avas and Angels. I almost said aliens.
I mean, they are.
They are, I guess. And credit lists for each episode. 11 art boards, a paperweight modeled after Sachiel, and a Nerve ID card and lanyard.
I mean, I remember you sent this to me and I saw it and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's $250.
No. 275.
$275. I don't really have the money for that.
Well, it's okay because it sold out on the first day.
Ooh. Them anime fans will get you.
Yep. Thankfully, it seems like they're going to be announcing more widely available and affordable versions
Yeah.
relatively soon.
I think I called this too last week, where I said there's bound to be
oh yeah,
more physical releases now that all the movies are out.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know how many days it's been since that officially launched, but they had a timer, countdown rather, for when the Ultimate Edition was going up for pre-order, and then as soon as the pre-order went up, they had another countdown for like 10 days or something for when the other editions would be available.
I mean, if they
I don't know how long it's been since that, but
I mean, if they have a standard one that's just like the show,
the show and the movies, that's all I really need.
Then I'll be good. Because like I said, I told you that the movies are like kind of hard to find.
Oh, the Rebuild movies, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's only Neon Genesis, Death True Squared, and End of Evangelion. It's not the Rebuild movies at all.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So,
but I hope the Rebuild movies also get like a set, because they are hard to find by themselves.
At least on
Amazon.
Personally.
On Amazon for me. I don't know, but maybe I'm just looking somewhere.
Again, like I told you, I bought You Cannot Undo. No, I can never remember what the second title is. I always get it confused with the first one. You Are Not Alone is the first one.
Yep.
What is the second one?
You Cannot Advance.
You Cannot Advance. All right. So yeah, I found You Cannot Advance and You Cannot Redo. I bought them like earlier this year, and with no trouble at all.
I don't know.
I specifically bought them because I was like, oh, I should probably rewatch these before Thrice Upon a Time comes out. So yeah, and I found them for like $20.
I don't know. I just looked a couple weeks ago after you lended me the first or the first two, and they were either expensive or they were like non-North American versions.
Maybe I just got lucky. I got the last copies in existence.
Very, very possible.
I doubt
don't
it,
know.
but,
Probably not.
The Godzilla YouTube channel has also, I told you about this.
Yep, I saw it. Yep.
This is also going to be, we're moving up my portion of the what cool new kaiju thing are you checking out? For me, at least. I don't know about, we can save yours for later.
I don't have any.
Oh, well, I guess we're moving up the what cool new kaiju thing have you been checking out right now segment to now, because the Godzilla YouTube channel has also been uploading subtitled versions of the Gojiban web series. Did you watch the episode?
I have not. So
Okay.
actually, you know what? This is me too. I will be checking it out.
All right, so it's a puppet show,
Okay.
but don't let it fool you into thinking it's like a kid's thing, because it is, but it isn't. It's almost surrealist, because the first episode is about the three Godzilla brothers, which is Godzilla, Little, as in Little Godzilla, and Minilla. They're training to become big, strong monsters. They're practicing, how to roar and how to do atomic breath. Manila ends up farting when he's trying to do the atomic breath. So, that's very kid friendly. And then the episode ends with a baby Hedera asking his grandfather, Hedoji, because, OG as in is Japanese for grandfather, asks him if his life is worth more than the people who caused the pollution that spawned him in the first place.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I've seen clips of an episode later on down the line. They had a little second form Shin Godzilla just kind of watching this ballet dancer and like breathing heavily and like drooling.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's I don't
unsettling.
I don't really know who the target audience for Gojiban is.
Everybody.
But I'm really happy that they finally started subtitling it.
They made it specifically for you.
For me,
because you love weird shit.
I do love weird shit, especially when it has to do with Godzilla.
Yeah.
I actually Chris Mowry, who is the I don't know what his exact title is, but he's kind of like the American ambassador, quote unquote, for Toho. And back when the Godzilla YouTube channel first launched, he was like, "Oh, what kind of things did you guys see?" And I commented like, "Oh, subtitle Gojiman." He's like, "Oh, we're working on that." I'm like, "Are you serious?" I was like half joking.
Oh my!
He's like,
God.
"Oh yeah, we're doing it." I'm like, "Yes,
it's our top priority."
We're doing an episode on Gojiban, Brian. Once the whole first season is uploaded on YouTube.
Okay,
we're doing an episode on Gojiban.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I don't know how many episodes it is, but all right. So
like 30.
Yeah, so you ready for the drama?
I am ready. Are you ready, audience?
I don't know if they are. I don't think you're ready, Brian. I really don't think you are.
Did he respond to us?
He did not respond to us, but the book actually came out. Despite him saying initially when all the the controversy came up, when all the transphobic comments he made were brought to everyone's attention, he said, "Oh, the book's not coming out." And then like a week ago, it did. Like there was no announcement. It just kind of showed up on Amazon, able to buy. And everyone was like, "Oh, cool." So I'm not gonna say the title of the book.
Good.
Because we don't want to, advertise, get free advertising for transphobes or any advertising, really.
Yeah.
But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna read some excerpts from the book.
Oh no.
Because let me tell you, keep in mind, this is a book on like tokusatsu, like Japanese giant monster movies. So let me find this. Let me find the post.
Oh no.
Because judging from the excerpts I'm going to read for you, Brian, you would not know that this book is about tokusatsu.
Is this a bad book? Is this a bad book, Dave?
Bad book.
Oh, no.
It's a bad book. All right.
It's one of them.
Let's see here. All right. Again, keep in mind this is about tokusatsu. Consider what the Apostle Paul says in 2 Corinthians 9:7. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, but God loves a cheerful giver. And in Jesus' parable of the Good Samaritan, the traveler is regarded as good because he personally helped the stricken man at the roadside with his own time and resources. If instead he had urged the helpless chap to wait for a government check to arrive, we would likely know him today as the good-for-nothing Samaritan. In his parable of the talents, Jesus talks about a man who entrusts his wealth to 3 servants for a time. When the man returns, he learns that one of the servants safeguarded his share by burying it, the second put his share to work and multiplied it, and the third invested his and generated the greatest return of all. Who is the hero in the parable? The wealth-creating third man.
Why this man quoting the Bible in a tokusatsu book?
Do you want more? Do you want more excerpts, Brian?
I mean, I'm not really a religious guy.
Neither am I,
So
but
it just kind of makes me upset.
well, there's more than just religion.
Oh no. Is there politics?
Yeah, so this is a different page from what I just read. A huge difference is that with the Tea Party, it was an American fiscally conservative political involvement within the Republican Party. Members of the movement called for lower taxes and for a reduction of the national debt of the United States and federal budget deficit through decreased government spending. The movement supported small government principles and I think that's a typo. Oh, opposes government-sponsored universal health care. The Tea Party movement has been described as a popular constitutional movement composed of a mixture of libertarian, right-wing populist, and conservative activism, something not easily compared to the Nippon Kaigi. Conservatives in America seek not to make any changes to the Constitution of the United States of America, as opposed to the left-wing Democratic Party.
What does this have to do with anything?
I don't know. That's why this is so insane, because it has nothing to do with anything.
Oh my god.
What does this have to do with Godzilla?
This is so much worse than I could have thought.
I told you were not ready. I messaged you. I said you ain't gonna know what hit you.
This man just disguised his shitty politics in a tokusatsu book.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah. It's just fucking insane.
Why?
I don't know.
Why did it come out? I mean, who published it?
I don't know. He may have been self-published.
Did they even read it?
Had I read that, I would not have published that.
If there was a publisher.
And I understand these are excerpts out of context, but I'm sure even with context, it would be insane.
I mean, why are you putting American politics in a book about tokusatsu, which is something out of Japan? I mean, I could maybe understand trying to squeeze like Japanese politics in there, which are interesting to hear about. But why are you putting American politics in there?
But Brian, don't you understand? The Tea Party is just like King Kong versus Godzilla.
I don't care.
I'm making this up as I go.
I don't care. Stop it. Politics don't need to be in everything. I mean, it makes things interesting, but not in a book. Please.
The point is, the book is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Ben Chaffins is a transphobic piece of shit.
And we were right when we said that he's not going to change.
Well, Grant, I guess the book was already written prior, so.
But he still made it come out.
He did lie and say that the book wasn't coming out. So
I don't think he's on track to become a better person.
No, I don't think he is.
No, I think he's still going to stay the same shitty person that he is.
Yeah.
So
with that ends our news segment.
With that being known, audience, don't support him. And anytime he shows his face,
like I said,
boo him.
I specifically did not mention the title of the book because you should not buy it.
No.
He does not deserve the I mean, granted, I did just read excerpts, but that was for funny haha purposes.
I mean, you could go and leave a bad review.
I could.
You could
but
do that.
Didn't Amazon change their things that where you have to prove that you bought it?
I think that actually I don't know.
I think they recently did that.
Okay. Well,
so I don't know if I would be able to leave a bad review.
Oh well, Amazon. Jeff Bezos.
Unless I hack someone's Amazon.
Jeff Bezos buy it. Jeff Bezos at it again.
Yeah,
making review bombing impossible.
I'll just like log into someone's Amazon who I know bought it, and then I'll leave a bad review.
Do you know anyone who bought it?
No.
Okay, well,
I don't.
There's that.
I'll figure it out.
Just go on Reddit, be like, hey, did anyone buy this book?
Yeah.
If so, can I borrow your Amazon
account? Can I log
account?
into your Amazon account, please? I promise I won't buy anything.
Yeah. Good idea.
So, Brian, is it time to talk about Evangelion again?
Not actually.
Oh, okay.
Quite yet.
Oh, yeah.
I had one
you have a thing.
I had one thing to talk about, and this is something that I brought up a couple times, like a segment that I wanted to do, and it's shitty posts on r/Godzilla.
Yeah.
And I have a weird relationship with r/Godzilla because
can I make an amendment to that statement?
Yeah.
You have a weird relationship with Reddit in general.
I do have a weird relationship with it. I hate Reddit, but also it's fun to read all the terrible takes. And r/Godzilla has a lot of really bad takes because there's a lot of like gatekeeping and people just people saying their opinion like it's fact and whatever. And just like really bad takes and stuff. So anyways, I wanted to bring up this post that I found. And I can't show it to you because this is audio. But someone posted a picture. I don't know if I showed it to you.
Yeah.
But it is a screenshot from Singular Point and from Shin Godzilla. And it's literally just like the shots where they're doing the Evangelion thing. Where they're like facing the camera and there's like fire around them, whatever. That and the caption is they literally use the same format as Shin Godzilla and Godzilla Singular Point, bruh. And I'm just like, okay, but why is that bad?
Well, here's the thing: that Shin Godzilla is not the first time they've done that.
It's not,
and it won't be the last.
And all the comments are saying like, yeah, it's all reused and bad, and NGE did it better. Why are you doing it? And I'm just like, do we not know how much Godzilla's been reused?
No.
Like literally everything.
Godzilla?
Like and r/Godzilla is infatuated with Godzilla King of the Monsters. Everyone on that subreddit loves that movie.
Unfortunately.
Do you know how much of that movie is reused from the rest of the series? And then you take this screenshot out of context and you're just like, it bad because it borrows. And I'm just like, what do you mean? They're cool shots. They look good. And they're literally in the movie for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
At most. And you know what? The worst part is, these people, do they even know that Shin Godzilla was directed?
You know what the funny thing is?
By Hideaki.
Do you know what the really funny thing is?
What?
Look at the what's it called? Look at the flare on the post itself.
Oh no.
Humor. So I think it was a sarcastic post.
But
people took it seriously.
It was, but the people in the comments, I did not
seriously.
full disclosure, I did not realize there was a humor tag on the post. But if you read the comments, there are people who are legitimately upset about it. And I just
disgusting.
I cannot wrap my head around it. I'm not going to read any of these comments because at the end of the day, these people are entitled to their opinion. But it's a little bit hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a lot of bit hypocritical. I don't want to say, like, I don't want to be a gatekeeper myself because I don't like being that, but like, have a little bit of self-awareness about what you're saying.
Right.
You know, like a 5-second shot in a movie is not worth complaining about.
No.
Yeah. Okay. That is the first r/Godzilla block on the show. I think it went well.
Yay.
Hooray. And now we can talk about the Evangelion Rebuild movies.
Yeah. Do you have your handy dandy little guide there, Brian?
I do.
You want to kick things off
I
for
do.
us?
So, the Evangelion Rebuild movies are a retelling or a rebuild of the story from Neon Genesis Evangelion. And while they do follow the events of the show loosely, or not loosely, they follow them pretty close.
We'll get into it. We'll get
Yeah.
into the finer details of things.
But then they also go off in a wild new direction at the end. And
Whoa.
it's somewhat new. A lot of it is kind of not
Different context.
Different context. It's a lot of different context, but there are some of the same events that happen in the show. And it culminates with the last movie and a completely new ending again.
Yeah.
The first two movies relatively similar, but the last two, they go off, pretty wild new directions. So we put the release dates in here. The North American release dates are for Evangelion 1.0, September 30th, 2009, 2.0, March 29th, 2011, Evangelion 3.0, October 11th, 2013, and then the newest one came out on August 13th of this year.
Yeah.
So, like
10 days ago.
10 days ago, yeah.
As of recording, at least.
Yeah. So, I mean, these movies, they are essentially like they're essentially just made to expand the original story and kind of change around the theming and the story and the plot line a little bit, probably to be somewhat I don't really know. I mean, I can't really tell you why they went in this direction. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I mean, they really just kind of just revamped the entire story.
I mean, it depends on how much you believe Hideaki Anno. Because Anno stands by that this is how he wanted Evangelion to end in the first place.
Okay.
But whether or not that's actually the case,
I mean,
who can know?
I can see it. I can see that this is maybe what he wanted. But I mean, like, the theming is so drastically different from the show. Not the theming, but like the progression is way different. And like the kind of like, especially the end of the newest movie, it's like weirdly positive. So maybe he wanted to go this direction, but the original show was not positive in any respect.
Well, the ending was positive, though.
The ending was positive if you
And
stretched
the ending of this
it.
is positive.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. But well, let me hold on.
You
Gotta pull out the thing.
pull up your guide.
Okay. You can cut all this shit out.
No,
Yeah.
I never cut anything out.
Damn it, Dave. Fuck. All right.
I especially didn't cut out that time where you killed a man live on air.
I killed him.
Yeah, don't you remember, or did you repress that memory?
Oh no, I think I remember.
Why do you think Jake hasn't been on our show anymore, Brian? Because you killed him when we had on that first episode when we talked about King Kong versus Godzilla. You got frustrated that he hadn't seen King Kong versus Godzilla, so you were like, "Jake, how fucking dare you!" And you punched him in the face, and he fell back and cracked his skull open.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Christ. Or well, give it a second so that I can so we can make a cut here.
I'm not cutting that out.
Well, we can talk about plot details here. Do you remember anything about these movies, Dave? Give me a rundown.
Well, here's the thing. How much do we want to talk about You Are Not Alone? Because Evangelion either 1.0 or 1.11,
Hold on. We should cover the weird number thing, because I feel like if people haven't seen these, they might get confused. So there's 1.0, 2.0, 3.0,
and then 3.0 plus 1.0.
Yeah, but then there's also 1.11, 2.22, 3.33, and then the new one doesn't matter really. So the anything that ends in 0 is like the theatrical release, and then anything that's ending in 0.11, 0.22
is the quote unquote extended cut.
So those are the ones that
even though I don't think the third one actually has anything different.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
But I mean, I haven't seen any of the theatrical cuts, so I don't know what I don't know what the differences are.
Yeah, I don't think there's many differences.
But yeah, so those are the reasoning. The numbers are super weird, and
don't worry about it too much. But anyways, Evangelion 1.11 You Are Not Alone is by and large just a shot-for-shot remake of the first 6 episodes of Neon Genesis. So how much do you want to talk about that?
Well, I mean,
we haven't already talked about it last week.
I mean, yeah, they are pretty similar. Some stuff kind of happens in a different order. I don't exactly remember what it was, but I think that Shinji meets or becomes aware of people in a different order than in the show, but I cannot remember. So that's unhelpful.
Yeah,
I'm being unhelpful this week.
Yeah, fuck you, Brian.
Yeah, but yeah, it is very much just a retelling. Yeah, and like it goes a little bit more in on like the action, instead of like what the show does, where it's a lot of characters, character work, and there's a lot of like long takes in the show of just people doing people stuff and being sad and whatever.
Right. And
but in the movies, and it's a reoccurring through the movies, is that they kind of go more into the action with Avas, and they kind of go all out with like the angel fights, which are really well done in the movies. And the angel fight at the end of 1.0 is probably one of my favorites of all time. It's pretty cool. One of my favorite monster fights of all time.
Yeah, the biggest difference for, not even from a storytelling perspective, one of the biggest differences for Rebuild is that a lot of the animation was changed, at least for the action stuff with all the Avas and Angels. A lot of it was changed for with CGI.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And that is especially noticeable in that final fight in You Are Not Alone with Ramiel, because instead of just being a floating block, now he's a floating block, but also has weird
it like changes around and
weird geometrical stuff.
It does all this weird stuff, and it's like really cool. And I think that
it's visually it's incredible.
Yeah, I think the change in animation style, it makes the angels more capable of being truly bizarre.
Yeah.
Because, in the original show, you had Ramiel, who just looks like, I don't know, is it tetrahedron? I don't remember.
Also, I learned recently that they don't even have names in Rebuild.
Yeah.
It's just,
and also the number of the angel is different.
Yeah.
So, there's some weird...
Sachiel, who was the third angel in Neon Genesis, is now the fourth angel.
The fourth angel, yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
So, I mean, going, throughout the whole show, just that change in animation, it makes the angels look really cool. And it makes the fights largely more engaging for me. I think that they're just cooler to look at. But I think that original, Neon Genesis Evangelion, the show, it wasn't really about the fights.
Yeah.
So, I mean, depending on your point of view, it could be a letdown because they don't really focus as much on the character building as they do on the fights, and it's subjective. But we can talk about 2.0, which...
Well, I think we should talk... I don't even know if you knew that You Are Not Alone has an after-credit scene.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, You Are Not Alone...
What's the after-credit scene?
It's just Kaworu waking up on the moon. He's like, hey, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I did actually see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it implies, which is something that may or may not have been touched upon even more, actually 100% touched upon in Thrice Upon a Time, it implies that Rebuild is not totally a retelling of the story.
No.
Because when Kaoru wakes up, he gets out of this coffin that's on the moon, and he sees all these other open coffins, and he says, he says something along the lines of like, "Oh, you haven't changed, Shinji," implying that Kaoru has already met Shinji in like another timeline.
Ooh.
Which Thrice Upon a Time kind of confirms that they are two different timelines that are both canon.
Yeah.
We'll get to that though.
I mean, this show in continuity is bizarre.
We should have said this, but spoilers for all 4 of these movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
We'll take spoilers, and then we just... You cut that out and put it before we start talking about stuff.
There we go. But honestly, any listeners should just expect us to be talking about spoilers at this point.
This is a spoiler podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We spoil things. I'll spoil the end of...
I got spoiled eggs in my fridge.
That's a better joke than I was going to make.
You're welcome. I saved you.
You did. Thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, so let's talk about You Cannot Advance then, which I think is my favorite type.
I would agree with you. I think that I think if the Rebuild movies ended with this one, I feel like I would still be okay.
What do you mean just ended with that?
Just ended with that. I don't know.
No.
That was pretty cool.
That also has an after credit scene.
Because it appears that like without the after credit scene, it's just it kind of like
died.
The ending. I want everyone to know if you have. I mean, you definitely should see it if we're talking about it. But the ending to this movie is apocalyptic.
Yeah,
literally.
So I guess you could just stop watching and just like, oh yeah, everyone died at the end.
So I was super surprised with this one because this one was the one that flew off the rails.
So it essentially does tell basically the same story, but there's a lot of different context to it.
Yeah, I really liked. One of the new plot developments for this movie was like Rei and Shinji have a much more defined relationship in this one, and Rei is like actively trying to help Shinji repair his relationship with his dad.
Yeah, there's a whole conflict where she's trying to get this dinner going with her, Asuka, Toji Kensuke, Misato, I think Ritsuko as well.
Yeah,
and
like
also
basically
Gendo. All the main characters at this dinner just so Shinji can try and have a better relationship with his father.
Yeah.
And then, weird Angel Evangelion shit happens, and that just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, so it does definitely go off in a new direction. And these movies, in the show, you get a lot of...
We also have a new character, too.
Oh, my God.
Do you not like Mari?
She's weird.
A lot of people don't like Mari. I don't dislike her. I just don't really see what she brings to the table that the other characters don't.
That's what I'm saying is that I thought like she showed up. I'm just like, what?
I mean, I kind of like the fact that she's self-aware. She's like, yeah, I got big tits. What of it?
It was just super awkward.
Yeah, it's funny.
I guess.
And I guess we don't really have a comic relief character in these.
She's not really that funny though.
She's not, but I don't know.
I guess she's self-aware.
Yeah, she's self-aware. She's clearly having a grand old time. I think Mari's like the only one in Evangelion who's not really fucked up. I feel
she's the only one who's not struggling with crippling depression.
Yeah, she's the only one who's like there to have a good time and nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not even really in it that much.
She's in the beginning.
And
then she shows... No, she's at the end. Because she's in Unit 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, she's a pretty big part.
Well, we should talk about the progression of this movie a little bit.
Yeah, we open with Mari.
Open with Mari. She's fighting an angel. I don't remember which one.
So I learned this the other day when I was basically reading the Evangelion wiki summaries. Summies. God, I'm watching too much Oni plays. I started watching them play Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and they named Link Tummy Tum. So that's probably where I got that from.
You call it Summy Sum.
Yeah. So apparently that's like the angel she's fighting is like a revived Sachiel.
Oh.
I don't know if the movie actually like makes that clear. I didn't know that until I read the summary.
But why is he revived?
I don't know.
Isn't the whole thing that you're supposed to kill them and then come? Why are they coming back?
I don't know.
I
couldn't tell you.
I just thought it was a new one because
that's what I thought too. Because it doesn't look like Sachiel, that's for sure.
But I also I did some quick reading and it was a numbered angel.
Oh,
so maybe I don't know.
Who knows? Point is, it looks cool. It's got a weird long neck,
very skeletal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like a chicken body.
Yeah, he does. No, it's a weird. It's one of the more outlandish of the numbered angels because later we get non-numbered angels. So yeah, so she kind of shows up at the start, and then after that, I mean, it's kind of back to business as usual.
Yeah,
it's still kind of following the events of the show, but it's kind of still going off on its own direction. Then you get the plot development with Rei and Shinji, and
I like how we get a little more world building in this than we do, because Kaji takes I don't even think we mentioned Kaji last week.
Oh yeah, we did.
Ryoji Kaji, who's
the most sexual man alive.
He is. Yeah,
he's got that energy.
He's a former classmate of Ritsuko and Misato's, and he's kind of it's not really made clear who he's working for.
I don't know. I feel like he probably just works for himself.
He definitely works for an organization. I just don't know if it was ever made clear what organization.
He might work for the government.
I think he does.
Yeah,
I mean, he definitely doesn't work for Sail or Nerve.
No, because those are both like private organizations.
Yeah. Anyways, so Kaji takes all the kids, all the children, on a field trip to this aquarium where we learn that there is no life in the oceans anymore since the second impact.
Sad.
So there's this one aquarium that's like basically keeping all the ocean's marine life alive, basically, which is really cool. And we get this little character moment with either Rei or Asuka. I think it's Rei, where she's like, "Oh, they can't exist outside of this place either."
Yeah, that was Rei. Yeah, and that gets expanded upon later.
Yeah,
in the other movies.
Specifically, the newest one.
Yeah, specifically, and it's sad.
It is very sad. It's very sad.
It's really sad, much like all of these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asuka has a new name.
She does? Oh, yeah, she does.
I don't really know why.
Maybe they were just like...
Because in Neon Genesis, it's Asuka Langley Soryu.
Yeah.
And now in Rebuild, it's Asuka Langley Shikinami. I don't know why.
I was going to say maybe they wanted to make it sound more German, but that's not more German.
It's not more German. It's more Japanese than anything. I mean, maybe it ties into something we learned in Thrice Upon a Time, but I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, that movie is...
weird.
Very...
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to it. Yeah, we're still talking
that.
about You Cannot Advance. So
yeah.
Give us a dang second. Unit 2's beast form is fucking awesome.
It is really awesome. I like how it was just a feature built into it.
I know.
And I was that's pretty cool. You got these weird like pillars that come up on the back.
Yeah, I can't remember. They're limiter, some power limiter things.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of like expands on the whole idea that like the armor is what's keeping the I guess angels or whatever inside of the armor like kind of in place and not expanding past what they want it to be. You still don't really get much of an idea what the Avas are.
No, not really. No,
you kind of get a impression of what they could be, but it's still not spelled out for you, which is pretty good because I would prefer the.
You would prefer it leaving more ambiguous?
Yeah, I think
that's good because this is an ambiguous fucking franchise.
It's very ambiguous. I mean, Ava 01 is still very much Shinji's mom. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who are Shinji's mom.
A lot of people are Shinji's mom, yeah.
There's like a billion Reis, and then there's Unit 01.
Yep.
So, I mean, but if you watch last episode, you know that Unit 01 was Shinji's mom, which is bizarre, but still cool.
Toji is no longer the pilot for Unit 3.
Yeah,
they changed that to Asuka, which is why Mari is in Unit 2 during the final battle, because Asuka got her ass handed to her.
She got hurt, and she was catatonic or whatever. But Shinji did not go gamer mode this time. He did not.
He did not. He threatened to.
Yeah, but he didn't, which is good because that would have been awkward.
But then he did go gamer mode at the end
oh yeah, he did.
to save Ray.
He did go gamer mode, but at least that was kind of cool. I don't know. It was cool. He killed an angel to do it.
It was justified.
Sure. I mean, he killed everybody.
He didn't kill. He almost killed everyone.
Oh,
He didn't
yeah.
kill everyone.
Well, we should probably get on to the finale because
That finale is who boy.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
It's
like
fucking rad.
there's a lot of plot development in the movie, but
Yeah.
the end is like when this series goes crazy.
Yeah, way off the rails. So just like in Neon Genesis, an angel, I can't remember which one, is trying to like kind of
This is the one with the weird like sheet things that it's
trying to like kind of bond with Ray or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Shinji's like, no, wait, don't do that.
Yeah.
And he goes gamer mode to save Ray.
Well, Ray like tries to kill it because like this is like a very powerful angel. And
Yeah.
they're not able to. I think Mari went to go fight it.
And she got her ass
by
handed to her.
herself.
And then Shinji was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and Shinji was in the process of running away because
That's Shinji.
That's all he knows how to do. And then Mari gets her ass handed to her. Whatever, she goes beast mode and kind of hurts it, but not really. Mm-hmm. And then Ray runs a missile into it.
Straight through the AT field.
Straight through the AT field.
Which, hey, do you know what AT field stands for?
I have constantly been trying to figure it out.
Because when I was looking at the summaries, it stands for Absolute Terror Field.
Oh my god,
that's metal as fuck.
That is metal as fuck. You can make that's like a good metal band.
Yeah. Absolute Terror. That's kind of it's a little derivative, I feel.
Absolute Terror Field.
Yeah. All our songs are just about Evangelion. we can be the oxygen destroyer for Evangelion.
All of our songs are about scary stuff in fields.
Okay. All right.
And so like the angel like consumes Ray, like it eats Unit 00's head, and then it kind of grows Ray like appendages, which is really unsettling. Sidetrack, the art design for the show is really cool. It's really great. Everything looks super.
Show, Brian. These are movies.
Movies. I mean, they take a lot from the show.
I know.
But the art design, super sick. Whoever came up with these designs, thank you. Anyway, so then Shinji goes gamer mode because he's all pissed off that this thing ate Ray. And he literally breaks reality to get her back.
Yep. Unit 1 ends up awakening, and Gendo and Fuyutsuki, who's, I don't think we mentioned him, but he's Gendo's right hand at Nerve. They're like, oh, cool, this is exactly what we wanted. And Shinji starts the third impact.
Yeah.
Which is another apocalypse. Yay.
Yeah, he man, the way that Unit 01 transforms into this new form, it's creepy. It does that thing where it like opens its mouth and it's like glowing red.
It has like a fucking halo.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Oh, there is one thing I wanted to point out.
Yes.
Is that this movie, it shows, because like when in the show, when the Ava goes berserk, it's the Ava.
Yeah.
But in the show, it's Shinji. And his eyes are like glowing red.
Again, he goes gamer mode.
And he goes gamer mode.
This is going to be our running joke for this episode. And Shinji going gamer mode.
And he revives this Ava, or his mom.
Yeah.
And it turns into an angel, and it's got a halo. It grows back an arm.
Yeah.
And it goes fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It grows wings.
And then the movie ends.
It ends with a very upbeat, somber song.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds a little upbeat, but it's definitely somber. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah. And he saves Ray?
He saves Ray, maybe.
Maybe.
And then, third impact happens, and the cut to black, roll credits.
It kind of happens.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because...
They call it the near third impact.
Well, do you know why? Did you see the after credit scene for 2?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay. Because
he stopped.
Yeah, because Kaoru comes down out of nowhere, and he's like...
And
hey, don't do that.
Kaoru goes gamer mode.
Kaoru goes gamer mode. Yeah, he comes down from the moon in Unit 6, I think.
Yep.
He's like, hey, Shinji, you dumb bitch. What do you think you're doing?
Shinji, stop it.
Yeah.
Is it worth it for a girl?
I mean, you never know.
I mean, Ray's his mom, so
That is true.
it's very strange.
Would you cause the apocalypse for your mother, Brian?
I mean, if it put my mom at risk, no.
But did it put Ray at risk?
I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, because
The thing is, Ray can't really be at risk.
yeah, here's the thing. All right, we're rolling into Evangelion 3.33. You cannot redo.
Oh, great transition, Dave.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is, because we learned Shinji didn't save Ray.
Well, yeah. But then I don't know. Yeah, he didn't. Well, because he kind of wakes up somewhere and he doesn't know what's going on.
I think that which is kind of meta, because I feel like most of the audience doesn't know what's going on.
It's the way it's
probably by
the-
design.
It's the world equalizer. They're making the character as clueless as the audience.
Yeah, so there's a 14-year time gap.
Which was not expected.
No.
I remember when you lended me this copy and you were like, Brian, this is not what you think it's gonna be.
Yeah. and you read the back and you're like, oh, 14-year time. I'm like, yep, there you go.
Oh. Okay.
Like, it's not. I'm not. I'd hesitate to call it a satisfying continuation from You Cannot Advance.
Yeah.
But I'm still unsure as to whether or not I like You Cannot Redo.
I'm lukewarm on it.
Yeah.
It feels like a filler episode of the show in terms of
it
content.
does, because it just feels like, oh, Shinji causes another almost apocalypse, and then they stop it again. That's the movie.
I do think that some of the character interactions
Oh,
are
yeah, that's the height of the movie. Like
real good.
Like Shinji and Kaoru's relationship is like way better expanded upon in this.
And you get the gay thing.
You get the gay thing.
And they don't hide it.
They don't.
Which is...
That piano scene is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, just from a visual and emotional standpoint, that scene is so good.
Yeah. Well, it's because there is another Ray now.
There is.
And Shinji's just like, why you not like Ray that I saved?
Yeah, why don't you remember anything?
Why don't you remember?
Why don't you read?
Yeah, why don't you read the books?
Why
that
don't
I
you be a
found?
fucking nerd and read?
And so he's like really hurt, and then Kaoru's there, and then they're best buddies.
And Kaoru's the one who tells Shinji, "Yeah, you almost killed everyone, man."
And
she's just like, "Oh shit."
I think in this movie is when Shinji gets his much needed reality check.
Yeah, I think so.
And Kaoru's the one who did it, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because in this, like, I feel like in this movie you get an idea that Kaoru is actually like good. Because like in the show,
Yeah, he kind of is.
Because in the show you're kind of like, I don't know about this guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that was by design or if it's
Because in Neon Genesis, Kaoru is like, up until the very, very end, he's like actively trying to fuse with what he thinks is Adam.
yeah.
And then in this, he realizes, oh, wait, no, this is a bad idea. Let's not do this.
Yeah. So, I think that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
you can tell that like whoever, the interactions between them is much more satisfying in this movie than in the show. And whether that's because I watched the Netflix version or not, I don't know. But I thought that was definitely the height of the movie. I think that the almost another impact thing was kind of fine. It was something to watch.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
some of the visuals are pretty cool. You get Lilith, the gummy lady at the bottom of whatever.
Yep.
The bottom of the egg or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah, this is the point of Rebuild of Evangelion where things start getting really confusing.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So don't worry. If you're lost, so are we.
Listen, there's a lot of stuff that just happens in these movies, and you kind of just have to go with it.
Yeah.
Like, well, the big thing in this, I guess, in this movie that we haven't mentioned yet was that now, since there's this 14-year time jump, the world is fucked.
Yeah.
Like, it is
Again,
literally...
Shinji almost killed, like, everyone.
It is literally uninhabitable. Up until the fourth movie, we don't think anyone's really around.
Yeah, we get a bunch of new characters who don't really get any spotlight.
Yeah, and so basically what we remember is It's not Nerve anymore. It's
Well, Nerve is still a thing.
Nerve is
but
around.
Misato, Ritsuko, and all like the I don't want to say underlings, but like the other people who don't really
the techies.
the techies
all the
of Nerve.
all the people-
They've split off in their own organization called Willa,
Yep.
and they're trying to stop Nerve from doing human instrumentality.
And they have this really cool ship called the Wonder.
The Wonder.
And it is powered by the corpse of Unit 01, or
Yep.
what we think is the corpse of Unit 01, that went fucking crazy at the
Yeah.
end of the second movie and turned into
Which and
Satan.
we don't even see Unit 1 in the movie at all.
Yeah. Well, there is actually the beginning scene where Unit 02 is transporting Unit 01.
But I don't think we see it like in its
you see
entirety.
its face.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't
We
really see it.
basically see it because Unit 13 is basically just Unit 1 with 4 eyes and 4 arms.
Yeah.
Maybe a darker purple.
Yeah, it's a bit darker, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you don't really get to see Unit 01. But
Yeah.
you know, it's just like really weird. Like they're aboard the ship. Shinji's there, doesn't really know what's going on. He's like, "Why is everyone so old?
Yeah, no one's talking to me.
Why-
Misato's not talking to me.
Why is
Asuka hates me more than usual.
why is she still look the same age?" Which I think was not explained.
It's quote unquote explained. It's the curse of the Ava. What that means, who fucking knows?
It doesn't mean it's just an excuse to still make them the
Yeah.
same age. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to
It
me.
really doesn't.
And I thought it would have been really interesting to just have like every other character be grown-ups by the time, and he's just still this little shithead.
Which we do get in Thrice Upon a Time.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the like the main like obviously Rey, but like Asuka, she still looks like a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, a 14-year-old. A 14-year-old for anime standards.
Yeah. Anyways,
Willa fits Shinji with a bomb on his neck, which is cool.
which is really fucking scary to think about.
And actually, like that makes his Kaoru's death that much more impactful because Kaoru.
well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that after.
Okay.
We gotta leave it because because we could talk about Shinji escapes.
Okay. Yeah.
Shinji escapes the Wonder because he's been held there like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Because he sucks. And he's like, "Where's Rey?" And then he hears Rey, and then it's Unit whatever.
I think it's Unit 9.
Unit 9 being piloted by Rey, quote unquote. And then they take him to the remains of Nerve.
Yeah, and Toji's sister, not the sister who got hurt before, but a different sister, I think.
No, it's the same system.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Toji's sister who works for Willa is like, hey, don't get into an Ava, whatever
She
you
is
do.
the most emotional character. She
really is.
In the show, she cries about everything.
Because that's what the bomb on Shinji's neck is for, is that if he gets into an Ava and starts another impact,
yeah.
the bomb will activate and it's a suicide squad.
And then Misato does not detonate the bomb.
Yeah.
Because she's like, oh no.
It's like, oh man, I still like Shinji. He's still a good
Shinji.
kid. I still care about him.
And then everyone hates Misato after that.
Yeah.
Especially the
Even though we really do not see Misato for the rest of the
I mean,
movie.
after they leave the Wonder, it's basically it.
basically just-
and then
yeah.
and then it's just stuff at Nerve until the end.
Till the very end, yeah.
So
Even then, we really want to see Asuka and Mari.
yeah, they initiate the fight and,
Yeah.
and whatever. And then so you were saying that after some stuff at Nerve, what they wanted to do is they wanted to put Shinji and Kaoru in Unit 13,
Which is a dual pilot.
dual pilot.
So did they steal from Pacific Rim, or did Pacific Rim steal from them?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Doesn't matter. The movie came out in 2012. Pacific Rim was 2013.
The whole thing with Pacific Rim was that you have to use two pilots.
No, I know.
And with Ava, you can use two
that was
pilots.
the thing when Pacific Rim was coming out. People were like, "Oh, it's just Evangelion." It's like, no, it's
It's like Gundam.
no, it's that Guillermo del Toro was paying tribute to Evangelion. He wasn't copying it.
It's just like that r/Godzilla post I brought
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Just like that.
But anyways, so yeah, Kaoru and Shinji are in 13. They're doing the thing. They're
They're gonna take the spears out
take
of
the
Lilith,
spears. Yep.
and then Kaoru's like, "No, don't do it." Stop it.
Yeah.
And then Shinji is very overcome with guilt in this movie about what he did.
Yeah, but Shinji's like, no, we gotta do it.
We gotta do it. You
we
told
gotta
me.
Do it. Yeah, you told me to do it.
He's like, you told me that this is the way, and now you're saying it's not. I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. Not the smartest thing.
You're right here in this cockpit with me, telling me to not do it now, but I'm still gonna go gamer mode.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, Shinji has a lot of guilt. In this, and I don't think he necessarily acts realistically.
Yeah, and before this, we should mention because Kaoru knew Shinji was feeling like shit, he took the bomb off his neck and gave it to himself.
Yep.
He took the bomb off Shinji. He's like, "This is my bomb now.
Somehow,
I'm gonna die.
Somehow Somehow he took it off.
He's Kaoru. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I mean, he's still an angel.
I think so. Yeah. I think they changed it to this that Kaoru is the first angel now.
Yeah, but then he said that he got demoted to the 13th or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand. Sometimes they just say stuff in this show, and you just have to, or in this movie, and you just have to roll with it. Like that's the whole thing with the series. Is they just say stuff, and it doesn't mean anything, but you think it does.
Yeah,
it's just fluff. I don't know. But yeah, but then the Wonder shows up to this thing because it's going to start like the fourth impact or something, which is part of Nerve's plan for the human instrumentality project.
Really, everything's part of Nerve's plan.
Everything's part of it.
Every single thing somehow is just conveniently part of their plan.
Oh, and then Gendo unplugs Sail.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like, you see them and he just like unplugs them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if you're at odds with them, why didn't you do this in the first place?
I don't know, man.
Because this whole, like, between the show and the movie, it's just Gendo having his own plan for human, what is it called?
Human instrumentality.
Human instrumentality project. And then it's Sail's plan, and they're at odds, and he's just like, well, my scenario does this, but their scenario does. It's like, if you could unplug them, why didn't you just do that before? Why make more obstacles for yourself? I don't know. Doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, you get some cool imagery in it, but it's definitely not my favorite Rebuild movie.
No.
Rest in peace, Kaoru, even that you're definitely not dead.
Yeah, Kaoru, they realize, Willa notices that Unit 13's awakening. They're like, oh shit, we gotta kill Shinji. But then it's Kaoru's got the bomb on his neck, so he dies. And then Shinji watches, and Shinji's like, oh fuck.
He gets exploded, and then Shinji is like shook.
Yeah.
To say the least. I mean, if you saw your friend / semi-lover's head blow off.
I mean that'd be kind of traumatic.
And I mean, it's kind of his fault.
No, it is, because he's the one who was like, "Oh no, we got to do it."
Yeah, it's definitely.
Well, it's 100% Shinji's fault, and that's why he's so ridden with guilt.
I was talking about the bomb neck thing, and then because he just kind of like let Kaoru take it.
That is true.
It's like,
that is true.
Could have been like, no, give me it back.
I doubt he was expecting Kaoru to die.
Yeah.
So,
I was expecting it too, but rest in peace.
Yeah.
I mean, they stopped the
fourth impact.
They stopped the fourth impact. Kind of expected.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool, but no Big Ray yet, though.
No Big Ray. I'm realizing that in Thrice Upon a Time, almost none of the events get referenced in that movie.
No, not at all. It's almost like it didn't matter.
It really doesn't. It's like if you watch The Force Awakens and then just Rise of Skywalker, and you can have a full story and be fine.
But on that, I did like this movie. Like, I told you I was lukewarm on it, and I said that my opinion on 3.33 would be, I feel like I'd have a better idea once the movies were finished and I saw all of them. I think my words to you were, I feel like this movie is going to live or die based on the movie that comes after it.
Yeah, you did
and
say that.
I liked Thrice Upon a Time enough, and I think that I like 3.33 enough. I don't think I'm going to go watch it again anytime soon, but I'd
be interested to
it was entertaining.
I'd be interested to watch all 4 movies in a single sitting, as long as that would take.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be a cool thing.
Not that long. I mean, they're all
Thrice Upon a Time is 2.5 hours.
Well, that's the longest one, though. They're all like.
I think they're like all like.
I think like 120 minutes or something.
No, I don't.
I think 100 minutes.
I think. You Are Not Alone is 100 minutes, but I think the other two are like under 90 minutes or very close to 90 minutes.
Yeah. So they're pretty brisk.
Yeah.
So you can get through them. But yeah, I think it was good. I think thus far, because I had seen the third one and we were waiting for the fourth one to come out. I was like, yeah, this one's definitely the weakest, and it's still definitely the weakest.
Yeah,
because it just doesn't have a whole lot going on.
Yeah, it does again because it's just it's another Impact. Oh, we stopped it. Cool.
But I think
it feels almost unnecessary.
But hear me out here. This was what I was thinking kind of when
I'm listening.
When I watched all the movies. I was like, I finished the movie. I gave it back to you. I thought about it for a bit, and I was like, well, this movie didn't really seem too interested in action. It seemed more interested in exploring the relationship between characters, and this is the first time that you start to see Shinji realizing maybe he should try and fix stuff with his dad. And then you obviously get the very well done relationship between Shinji and Kaoru, and then you get some pretty compelling stuff with Rei, relatively compelling. And I think that stuff is all very engaging. But you have the first two Rebuild movies, which are very focused on the action and kind of redoing that and making it that more interesting. Because the movies definitely go more down the conventional action.
They definitely have a better balance of action character growth.
And I think that maybe the third movie was made to start exploring some of the themes in terms of character that maybe Anno wanted. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why, because it's just a slower movie.
Yeah.
And that is maybe why it just doesn't jive with many people. I still liked it for what it offered. Mm-hmm. But the sad thing is that it doesn't really mean a whole lot to the fourth movie because not a whole lot is referenced, and if anything, the only stuff that really matters from the third movie is Shinji realizing he needs to repair stuff with his dad.
Yeah,
and that's about it. And I feel like that's fine, but maybe making the whole third movie just to explore that maybe wasn't worth it. I don't know.
So shall we move on to Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time?
Yeah, and again, there's going to be spoilers for this one, and
this one just came out, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yeah, just because this one just came out like a week ago, go watch it. It's on. All of them are on.
All four are on
Amazon Prime, so they're very accessible now. Everyone has Amazon Prime because Jeff Bezos owns the world.
Yeah.
So go watch them. They're very good.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have enough time to watch the fourth one.
Because like I said, it is 2.5 hours long.
It is a beefy boy.
So here's the thing. I was expecting it to be like another 90-minute film, like the first three. So my dumbass took an edible beforehand.
Oh no.
And I was like, it'll kick in by the time the movie's over. I sit down to watch it in my living room because I don't know, it was like maybe 9 o'clock.
I feel bad for you because I know the end of this movie.
I sit down in the living room. It's like 9 o'clock. I know my dad's got people coming over. They're staying over. They're sleeping downstairs. I'm like, she'll be fine. I bring it up, and I'm like, this is like this is like 150 minutes.
This is nearly 3 hours long.
I can't watch this down here. So I went upstairs. But yeah, it's a long movie.
Yeah. It's beefy. I watched it
and
I watched it.
You could probably cut some of it.
You could definitely cut some of it. I watched it at 10 in the morning.
Okay.
On the 13th because I was bored.
All right, fair enough.
And wow, is it weird to be tired and watching it. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, that because edibles usually take 2 hours to kick in.
Yep.
So it kicked in near the end of the movie, Brian.
And we'll talk about the end of the movie. The end of the movie is bizarre. Again, go watch it if you haven't.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to spoil that. Because, listen, I saw this movie before Dave did.
You did.
And I said, oh my God, this movie's weird. I don't remember exactly what my message was to you, but I didn't want to...
It was something along those lines, and I'm pretty sure I said, so it's on brand for the franchise.
Yeah, but then I said, no, this is like... Like, this is something else.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to say it to him because I wanted to hear his genuine surprise about one aspect of the end of this movie. And I was not disappointed. So if you haven't, please go watch it and get the genuine reaction.
Yeah.
Because it is really funny, but like also cool, but funny mainly and unsettling.
So, Shinji's more fucked up than ever.
Yes, he's definitely worse. Yep.
Because he watched his potential romantic partner die in front of him, explode into a fountain of blood.
You got the exploded head.
Which, you know, that's an understandable reaction.
Very understandable. Yep.
And so he's gone back into his not speaking or moving thing that he did a couple times in Neon Genesis, and Asuka and Rei are all out in the world now, and they go to this village, which I want to say was just called Village 3.
It is called Village 3. What happened to the first and second?
Shut up. And hey, we get some characters that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, you get Toji.
You get Toji, you get Kensuke, you get Hikari, who is the class rep.
Yeah, you get basically everybody that was
I mean, that's really the
that was in the class.
that's the only people who matter.
yeah,
That was
that's
the only. I think that was the only other named classmates.
But I think that at some point in the show, Toji said that like literally everyone from the class is in the is like in the village somewhere.
Yeah. And I was actually very happy to see him. Like when Toji came up on the screen, I audibly said, "Oh, it's Toji!"
Yeah,
I was really happy.
I had the same reaction. I was like, "Oh, it's that guy. It's him."
And it's nice because, you know, Toji and Hikari got married because they kind of played around with, they had some romantic stuff going on in both Neon Genesis and the first two films.
Yeah.
So good on them. They have a kid.
I think I said I adore how much Toji loves his wife.
Oh, yeah, you did. You did say that.
Literally the sweetest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because he's just so fucking psyched every time.
He's a himbo.
Yeah. No, it's great. I actually really, I think that everything in the village is great.
Yes. Agreed.
Because it is entirely character focused.
And it's mostly focused on Rei.
And it's Rei kind of just
becoming
a person.
Yeah.
She does farming and
because we learn in you cannot redo that. Oh, it's not the original Rei.
It's a copy.
It's another copy.
Yeah.
And that this Rei specifically is like barely a person, essentially.
Yep.
You know, she's like, "Oh, if you order me to do it, I'll do it.
Yep.
If you order me to read, I'll read, sure."
Yeah. Like, I don't do anything unless I'm ordered to.
And a lot of the film is dedicated to giving Rei like an actual character, and it's really well done.
Yeah, she learns how to do stuff. She learns like human gestures.
I was like almost frustrated with Rei because I'm like, Rei, you fucking idiot! How do you not know what good morning is?
Yeah.
Are you stupid?
Yeah.
You don't know what a baby is?
But she's just.
It was cute. It was charming. But I'm like, Rei, are you fucking kidding me?
I thought the stuff with like when she asked she was asking like why do people hold hands, I thought that was really wholesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments in this movie like that I just think are really great. This is mostly like the first hour of the movie is like a slice of life movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of weird and very very different from the rest of the show, but you get some really good you get more good world building with Toji basically saying like, I'm not a doctor, but I have to be.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
this. Like I learned how to do all this stuff.
Kensuke is the jack of all trades. He does everything.
Yeah, and he's essentially like a park ranger.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
which is in line with his character because
Yeah.
he was a very outdoorsy guy before.
Yeah, and then you have.
And Kensuke is the one who gets Shinji to actually open up.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah, he does. And well, Shinji in the first hour is off alone a lot because he's very upset.
He's just sitting in near the ruins of Nerve HQ.
Mm-hmm. And then
and Rei comes over and kind of watches him every day. Same with Asuka.
Yeah, but Asuka is mean.
Yeah.
She's still mean.
There's that really weirdly well animated scene of Asuka force feeding Shinji.
Oh yeah, I hated that.
It's so it seems out of place. It's really well animated.
You remember the beginning of The Evil Within 2 with the zombie mom?
I never played Evil Within 2.
Well, anyone who knows this, there at the beginning of The Evil Within 2, there's a part where Sebastian goes into a home and there's a zombie mom force feeding her son. And it's just her mashing his face into a plate of what looks like mashed potatoes.
Nice.
It just reminds me of that. But but instead, this time it's Asuka force feeding Shinji what looks like shitty bread.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's like just rations because that's all they can get.
Yeah.
In the fucked up world that Shinji created. Good job, Shinji.
Yeah, but I think that when it comes down to it, I enjoyed watching Rey become a human.
Yes. That was like one of the best parts of the movie.
The most, which makes the part where she disintegrates really upsetting.
Yeah, because it's implied in the other movies that she needs LCL to live.
Yeah.
And then it's confirmed because she's been without LCL for so long, she just kind of turns into LCL. And there's that really heartbreaking scene where like I don't even know why it happens, but like she has her old white plug suit on.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I wanted to be with the boy I like forever." And I'm like,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, you get all this really great, character building with Rey. She becomes a person. She makes farmer friends.
Yeah.
I think the farmer Rey was one of the funniest things. She's just like wearing farming equipment with her suit on under it.
Yeah, she doesn't know why people wear other clothes.
Yeah, I think it's pretty great.
Yeah.
But yeah, then unfortunately she dies.
Yep.
Because she's been away from Nerve, and it kind of it goes back to the scene where they go to the aquarium and she's like,
yeah, exactly.
I can't be away from Nerve. I need to be there, just like these animals can't leave
They
here.
can't leave without the water.
So I mean that was a pretty good callback. I wasn't really expecting it, but it was sad. I felt really bad.
Yeah,
and especially for Shinji because he's just like he just kind of came back to being, and he decided to be more normal, I guess.
As normal as he possibly could be.
To work past stuff. And actually, I wasn't expecting it to be this fast, but him and Asuka actually end up getting along a lot better.
And spoiler alert, but it ends up like, oh, they actually like had romantic feelings for each other way back when.
I could kind of see it, but also...
it's that thing like, oh, well, if a boy pulls your hair, it means they like you.
Yeah, it wasn't really...
No, but I know Asuka was like... Part of my French, she was a fucking bitch to Shinji.
She was like abusive.
Yeah.
Straight up. I don't know. It's weird. And I don't really know if it's something that I really cared about hearing about.
Did you appreciate that Shinji didn't jerk off onto her this time?
I did. I did appreciate that.
Good.
I did not need that. It would have been funny if the roles were reversed.
Oh god.
No.
I mean, she did basically force herself on top of him to feed him.
That's true.
So that's.
I mean, that's assault.
Yeah.
So.
But she made him. She made him. He needed to eat, so I guess it was justified.
I guess so, but whatever. I don't know. It was something. That was. I mean, and then they decide to leave the village. Oh, actually, no. One thing I wanted to mention, they meet...
yes, I was hoping... I was about to interrupt you for this exact reason.
They meet Masato and Ryoji's son?
Yeah.
And
also named Ryoji Kaji.
Yes, and I was like, oh. He's
like
a goofball.
He is a goof. He's very much like his father.
I wanted to see him more.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I guess that deconfirms what we thought, that Masato was infertile.
Yeah.
Which I still don't know where I got that from.
I don't know, dude.
But yeah, I mean, it literally just looks like Kaji, but he has Masato's purple hair,
and he's a little guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he's younger,
like a teenager.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I was like, oh shit, I know that name, and then I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, it was nice.
You definitely get a lot of background into what, I mean, weirdly enough, because he's dead. Ryoji's and Misato's relationship in this movie.
Yeah, because
you get a lot of insight into it.
Misato is like, she basically gave up on being a mother because she wants to, make sure the world is not a shithole.
Yeah. So she, I don't know if they
I don't think he even knows his mother.
No. They I think they said that he who brought him to that farm thing? Because it's like they're like barriers that keep away like the red stuff,
which we haven't gotten into, but I don't know how that works, so I'm not even gonna.
I don't know how
it. I don't want to talk about it because I don't know how it works.
Just imagine like the red dust from Singular Point, except it's just kind of like everywhere, and not really controlled by anything. It's like I don't know. It's kind of weird because it's a product of the impacts, and it just kind of blankets everything. Yeah, and it makes everything like inhospitable.
But they fix it.
They fix it.
Some weird thing.
It's like a barrier thing that gets rid of it, and like actually the beginning of the movie, you also see them do it to like an entire section of like Paris.
Yeah, I think it's just the entirety of Paris.
The entirety of Paris, because there's like another branch of nerve there or something, and they needed something out of it.
Yeah,
and you get some really bizarre designs for enemies in that.
Yeah, those weird
walker things.
Yeah, they're basically like barrel of monkeys, but in giant robots.
Yeah, and they have a big gun. A big gun that's a lot like the particle cannon that Ramiel has at the in the first movie, except it doesn't scream when it's fired, which is sad.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyways, so then they leave the village.
And they're going.
They're
going to Antarctica, the site of the second impact.
Yeah, they go back on the Wonder. Shinji goes as well, and he willingly puts the
choker on.
The
DSS choker.
Actually, no, they don't put it because they put him in the room, in like a very secure room that would like be ejected from the Wonder if he was to get out. Okay. So they actually don't put the choker on him. I remember that. Okay. Because Kaoru had taken it off of him, so there's no need, so we'll just put him somewhere more secure where he doesn't need it. And also because he willingly brought himself back on, Misato was like, well, he's here to like fix his whatever. Like if he didn't want to fix his doings, he wouldn't have come back. So you get. Once that started happening, you're just like, okay, he's trying to fix his shit in the good way instead of the bad way. Like an adult.
Yeah. Like an adult.
And then you get to the final stage of this movie, which is holy God. Well, for the first thing is that they end up in Antarctica. And there's some weird mind-bending shit where they break the water.
Gendo is... He's trying to bring about not the fifth impact... But they literally call it an additional impact.
Yeah, they don't number
because they talk about, he's going to do the fifth impact. Oh wait, no, this is an additional impact. It's not. It's a different impact than the fifth impact. I don't understand how that works.
So here's what I would have called it. Just call it the final impact.
It's
because not only would that getting away would get away from having ridiculous number conventions, but it would also actually give the era finality that this movie wants to give, because this is the last one.
It is.
People are very confident that this is the last Evangelion media we're getting.
Yeah,
which I don't know about that, but
you know what? No, let it be, because like Anno's doing Shin Kamen Rider and Shin Ultraman. Just let him do more weird Toku stuff.
No, I know, but in terms of like business and stuff, I have a feeling there's going to be a call for more Evangelion.
I don't know.
Whether it's different media or whatever, I don't know.
Evangelion fans aren't happy with it.
They're not.
As far as I know, that's what I've heard. I haven't really seen anything like concrete, but I'm not surprised if that's the case.
Whatever.
They're like Star Wars fans. They can't be pleased.
No, they can't.
They're like Godzilla fans. They can't be pleased.
Nope.
They're like fans in general. They can't be pleased.
No. Fans don't actually like the stuff that they like. Exactly. They're just there to complain about it.
Exactly.
All right, so let's get to the finale.
So it has a lot more in common than with It has a lot more in common with End of Evangelion than I was expecting.
Yeah. You get Big Ray.
You get Big Ray.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to Big Ray.
Yeah. You get some pretty solid Evangelion or Ava action.
Yeah. There's
Unit.
the Evangelion Infinite,
Yeah.
which I don't know what the fuck that is. It's just a whole swarm of.
They're like bees.
They are, but they're like not moving of their own accord. They're kind of just they're kind of just moving, just at the mercy of the wind or whatever.
Yeah. But before we get to that, there is the ship on ship fighting.
That was very cool.
So the Wonder, we find out, was a series of ships being built by Nerve.
Mm-hmm. And the Wonder wasn't finished.
Yeah, and they were meant to be like a part of the ritual to bring upon one of the impacts.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how any of these rituals work, and it's never explained.
Yeah.
So
Big surprise.
as far as we know, you need 4 things to do a thing, and then it makes something open, and then
need 4
there's
things to do a thing.
and then there's an Ava there that has to be like some sort of catalyst or whatever,
Which is Unit 13.
yeah, which is Unit 13. And so then we see not 1, not 2, but 3 other ships beside the Wonder, and they're all fighting.
Yep.
And the Wonder gets fucking whiplashed around by everything. And surprise, it was a trap by Nerve, and now they're doing another impact.
Yeah.
The additional impact.
The additional impact.
And it's bizarre.
I'm gonna put in the clip of DJ Khaled going another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Yeah. That's
I'm gonna put that in here.
That's how it felt. But yeah, I mean, there's some very weird, like, mind-bending visuals. Like, you get, like, when they get to Antarctica, they break through this weird layer of stuff.
I think it's ice.
I
think it's just ice.
It looks like
I don't
ice,
know.
but then they go down into
the whole like last half hour kind of. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either. Anyways, so they get down there. They're fighting. They launch both Avas.
Yep.
And it's Mari and Asuka in Unit 2 that now looks like a samurai, sorta.
It was more like a tank to me.
Tank, I don't know. It kind of looked. It had like samurai look to me.
Also, this is another point where Mari is all self-aware. She sneaks up behind Shinji and she's like, "Guess who?" And she's like, "Is it the girl with the big tits?" She's like,
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't want to bring that up because it was really awkward.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
And that's when Asuka brings up the thing about them having feelings. or
Yeah.
whatever. And that was also weird. But I mean, like, she probably thought she was gonna die. So
Yeah,
I mean,
probably. I mean, that's. I guess that's fair.
I mean, well, why not?
What else are you gonna do before the end of the world, right?
As far as I know, everyone did die.
He's like,
So I don't know. But also the end of them. We'll get.
We'll
to
get
it.
there. We'll get there. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay, so
This is
then-
going to be our longest episode, by the way, not Ultra Q.
Yeah. So I mean, you just keep going.
Keep going.
Just keep going. So yeah, I mean, it's a kind of. I don't even understand what happens. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Neither do I.
So Gendo kind of shows up on the ship to get Shinji.
He gets shot like 5 times.
He
And
gets
he's perfectly fine because he abandoned his humanity completely.
He's basically an angel now, or
Yep.
something along that. And then Shinji goes to pilot Unit 01,
Unit
right?
1. Yep.
And
We're forgetting the fact that Asuka tries to destroy Unit 13 before anything.
oh yeah,
And then it turns out so Asuka had an eye patch,
I forgot about this.
and it turns out the reason she had an eye patch is that she had an angel in her eye, which she then uses to do another weird beast form for Unit 2.
yeah,
And it like becomes an angel, but then Nerve was counting on that to use it to awaken Unit 13, and then Asuka's absorbed by Unit 13, and we learn that Asuka's also a clone like Rey.
yep.
Despite having no evidence of that prior.
Well, maybe this Asuka is a clone.
I don't fucking know, man. I have no
maybe
idea.
maybe she died at the end of 2.0.
It's not made clear.
It's not made clear at all, which is something. But yeah, I forgot she turned into an angel.
Yeah.
And that was also part of Nerf's plan.
Yeah.
Everything's part of Nerf's
It's just conveniently part of their plan.
I mean, it was cool to see it.
It's like
it was weird.
Zemo's plan in Captain America Civil War. Just everything ends up being really convenient for him.
Yeah, but the reason she had to turn into an angel is because Unit 02 was afraid of Unit 13.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't get through that AT. It's my own AT field.
Yeah.
Why don't you just, I don't know. Why don't you get someone else to do
Like
it?
we said, guys, this is a really confusing movie.
Just get the ship and then just put the spear and just hold it and then make the ship fly on top of it.
Honestly, that could have worked, I feel.
I don't know. I mean, something stupid like that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So yeah, Gendo gets in Unit 13
Yep.
to go start the additional impact, which will in turn do human instrumentality. Shinji goes after him in Unit 1, and there's a really weird but awesome fight sequence between the two.
but it's very it's barely even a fight. It's more of just like a
It's a battle of the minds.
yeah. It's kind of there's a lot of talking.
I challenge you to a duel of wits.
There's a lot of talking,
There
and
is.
it's the
And we learn Gendo is just as fucked up as his kid.
yeah, and it honestly it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was hoping we get something like this.
I liked the part where they're basically fighting on like a miniature set.
I was gonna say that. I was like, what?
It's just like a Godzilla movie.
And then you could see like
you can see like the lights.
you can see
and
the
stuff.
lights.
Yeah,
and-
it's cool.
I'm pretty sure I could see. I saw like a boom mic
Yeah,
at one
yeah.
point.
It's fun.
It was pretty cool.
But yeah,
it was.
we learned that like Gendo was just like Shinji who at his age, like kind of a loner.
Yeah, and then he like explained the stuff with like Yui and like loneliness and whatever, and it was pretty good. It was pretty well
Yeah.
done, and you definitely got. I found myself kind of feeling bad for him. Oh, I always was just like Gendo sucks.
Yeah,
But, like-
I mean that's kind of.
but, like-
I was unsure how to feel about Evangelion having like a concrete villain.
Yeah,
Because it's not really the franchise that lends itself to needing a villain.
yeah, it doesn't. Again, stuff just happens.
Yeah.
And I think that I never really saw Gendo as the villain. I just saw him as a guy.
Yeah.
Who's
But I feel
just-
like Thrice Upon a Dime definitely establishes him as the villain.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you are correct. But also, I think that they at least make him compelling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying that. I think it's just weird to have that
Yeah.
aspect of.
Well, what he was trying to do is really fucked up. So
Yeah.
I guess you really couldn't really make it ambiguous.
yeah, but then Shinji's like, "Wait, Dad, don't do that."
yeah.
And then Gendo's like,
Okay.
"Wait." he has a similar moment to Dracula in season 2 of Castlevania.
Yeah.
And he's fighting his son. He's like, "Wait, I'm killing my
boy."
son. I don't want to do that."
Yeah. Well,
And-
his whole thing was that he wants human instrumentality so that he can see Yui again.
Yeah.
And like be one with her or whatever. But then he's like, wait, my son
He's still there.
is a product
Yeah.
of Yui and me. Why am I neglecting him?
Yeah, exactly. So then
And,
he sacrifices himself
Yeah, he sacrificed
to
himself.
save
Stop
Shinji
it.
and the rest of the world and lets Shinji have a nice, happy life.
Yeah. And the Wonder makes him a new spear
Yep.
to
With which to sacrifice himself.
with which to sacrifice himself. And wait, Unit 01 also sacrifices itself? Sorta. It like grabs Unit 13, and as we know, Unit 01 is Shinji's mom.
Yeah.
And at this point, Shinji definitely knows it's his mom.
Yep.
Because he's like, wait, Mom?
Mother?
And then they stab themselves with the new spear. Shinji becomes the catalyst to a new universe that doesn't suck. And
Which we learn this is like kind of not the first time this has happened.
because then you kind of hear Rei talking about, she says the words in Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Do you follow Dave Oshry on Twitter?
No.
You don't have Twitter, that's right. Dave Oshry is the CEO of New Blood Interactive. They're a video game publisher that does really cool indie games. And he was kind of live tweeting him watching Thrice Upon a Time. Live tweeting, there was like 5 tweets. But the one that really made me laugh was like, man, I can't believe Shinji really said, what is this, some kind of Neon Genesis Evangelion? And it's like, and then he replied later like, You think I'm kidding, but this basically happens in the movie.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad? No, yeah, there was something. There's a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, but that
goes
establishes that like this is a separate timeline.
Yeah.
Both Evangelion things are canon, and this is just a
different
Evangelion happening again.
a different one that is more positive.
Yeah, so with Gendo's sacrifice, Shinji is allowed to create a new universe, and he wants to create one without Eva's, so people will all be happy.
Yep.
And he
Well-
does.
Well, before that whole thing, we do get the last
Oh god.
we get Big Ray.
We get Big Ray, but it's so much worse.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know why we get Big Ray.
I don't know why either.
Because Ray, the reason Big Ray happened in End of Evangelion is because Ray fused with Lilith
Yes.
and Adam
Yes.
and became Big Ray.
Yes.
In this movie, Ray's gone.
Yes.
She's out of the picture.
Yes.
Except for like a little spirit Ray that you see inside of Unit 01 that I honestly don't understand why she's there.
I think it's just the leftover from the end of You Cannot Advance.
That's probably correct.
I believe.
Yeah. So you get Big Ray. And
But it's so much worse than the Big Ray and End of Evangelion, because instead of doing, the usual 2D art style, they go ahead and be like, oh no, we're going to do it 3D CGI and have it be hyper realistic.
Yep.
Because that's what people want.
Yeah, and then she has disembodied hands.
Yep.
And
Fucking hate it.
and
I fucking hate it.
it just looks like they got like a Japanese lady to put a mocap thing on and just do like facial animation.
They
It's
probably did, honestly.
It's super weird.
It's very unsettling. It is in a franchise that has a lot of unsettling things. This may have been the most.
and I don't know whether it's good unsettling or bad
Oh
unsettling.
man.
But it was definitely something, and that was the thing that I had messaged you about this being really
Yeah.
fucking
Yep.
weird.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I said to you, this is different, Dave, and you're just like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I did say that.
So, yeah, Big Ray
Ray.
version 2,
Version 2.0.
version 2.0.
Big Ray 2.22.
2.22.
You cannot advance.
You cannot
That's what the movie should have been called.
you cannot redo because you can never get that out of my head.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Shinji makes a new world and everything's cool.
Yep. No Big Rays, no Big Avas.
Everyone's alive. Everyone's the correct age.
So here's the thing that confused me. At the end, when he remakes the world and it's basically like normal life.
Yep.
And you see everyone from the show just kind of around.
Yeah.
Like at a train station, I think. Mm-hmm. Why is he with Mari?
I don't know. You know what it is? She got the big tits.
I mean, you could say that.
Shinji's a man of culture. What can you say?
You could say that, but honestly, like he had the. I don't want to say I mean, he had the best relationship with Ray. Mm-hmm. And he also had a really good relationship with Kaoru, who you see both of them.
Yeah, they're talking to each other.
They're talking to each other, and
So I don't know why he ends up with Mari, because she's kind of been a non-presence in the
she doesn't
films.
really do anything.
She doesn't.
And like they could have built her to be like some kind of a
I don't know.
to be like a romantic partner to Shinji, but you don't get that anywhere.
all,
You just see her aggressively hitting on him.
Yeah, which
And- I mean, I guess
guess.
that's enough. I guess, but also like it's not really a good payoff because
Yeah, no.
you have a lot of chemistry. I mean, again, this is weird because Rei is Shinji's mom.
Yep.
Or a copy of
Well, I guess
her.
in this new universe,
It doesn't
Probably
matter.
it's not. She's a clone of his mom.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just it's
I mean, does
weird.
Shinji ever know that Rei is a clone of his? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't think he ever figures that out. I think he probably discerns it.
I don't know. Guess I gotta watch the movies again.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's basically it. I thought it was pretty satisfying. It was definitely, I mean, here's the thing. People get mad about the endings to these movies, but I don't know how you end them.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're supposed to end this show or these movies.
There's absolutely no way they could have ended it that would have satisfied everyone.
Like
that would have been an impossible task.
Like how are you gonna end it? You're gonna end it with the world being destroyed. You're gonna end it with a big fight. I mean, you got that, but this is a happy ending.
Yeah.
This is like what.
And then it has some live action footage of Anno's hometown.
Yeah, like
and
this
it implies that they're all out there in the real world living their best life.
Yeah, and the whole point.
You meet Shinji on the street.
The whole
Be like,
point.
hey, Shinji, you fucking bitch.
The whole point
You
of the
almost
show.
destroyed everyone.
I mean, you get a lot of theming in the show about like basically saying that like the show is escapism.
Yeah.
The same thing with the movie, and like it kind of bleeds into that a bit with the end of the show showing that it's like, oh, it's the real world now, whatever. It's like stop with the escapism, go live your life and whatever. Like I think that's pretty satisfying.
Yeah, it is. I think so too.
I don't know how you're supposed to end this story. It's one of those things where the journey is more compelling than the destination.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that can do that's going to satisfy anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you like the imagery and the story and whatever, you can watch it over and over again. But the ending is the ending. Like it's
Right.
whatever. Like I was satisfied with it. But like I said this to you, like every time I hear about Evangelion, it's just people getting mad about shit. So
That sounds about right.
I don't know. I mean, people are impossible to please.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I mean, I liked the ending.
Yeah.
I thought it was satisfying. You know, after all this time, everyone gets a happy ending.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what?
again,
They deserve it.
again, I don't think this is the end of Evangelion.
I would like it to be. I don't see a need for any more personally.
I would like it to be too, but I mean, we are Godzilla fans,
That's true.
so we've seen stuff go on way longer than
Anno,
it should.
Anno is pretty. He's pretty exact about things.
That's fair.
Like he said specifically, I don't want to do a Shin Godzilla 2.
That's fair.
And despite fans wanting a Shin Godzilla 2, with Anno not involved, there's no way it would be good.
Yeah, I don't want a Shin Godzilla 2 either. I just want new stuff.
Yeah. I don't. If we were to get any more Evangelion, I think it would be without Anno's involvement.
Me too.
Thus, it wouldn't be as good.
Well, that's why I'm saying I feel like, you know me, I'm pretty cynical.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I see stuff that makes a lot of money, I'm just like, oh, they're going to continue on with that for sure. And Evangelion makes a shit ton of money,
Mm-hmm.
especially in Japan, and increasingly in wide releases.
Yeah.
So, and with the rebuild movies being on Amazon, and with the show and End of Evangelion being on Netflix, I mean, it's like top viewed on Netflix right now. So there's gonna be it's gonna bring a lot of revenue, of course, and studios love money, and so whatever. I don't want to leave it on a downer, but I don't think that this is the end, even though me and you would like it to be, because this is a great ending in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it wraps everything up. It's positive. Hell, we needed some positivity with this franchise.
It's confusing, but you know, it's fine.
Again,
That's on brand.
on brand.
Yeah.
Color me confused. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's the show. That's that's the movies.
Yeah.
I mean we
We're at
can
an-
call it loose plot.
We're at an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh no.
God.
Well, I think that basically sums it up.
I think so.
I mean, we gave our thoughts.
We gave our thoughts.
I put general thoughts. Maybe can talk about music
we kind of
here.
already gave our general thoughts.
Yeah, I said, but in parentheses, maybe we can talk about the music here because music is a big part.
Music, good.
Music's good, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of the same.
Yeah, it's Shiro Sagisu.
Yeah.
He's a good composer. He did the music for the show, all the movies, Shin Godzilla, also Gridman.
Yep.
Which I didn't know until recently when I was looking at him on Spotify.
Yeah, I saw it on Spotify. Yeah, so music's great. A lot of it is re-recorded pieces from NGE.
Yep.
And then there's some original pieces of music that are fantastic. So I think all the movies except for the last one are on Spotify.
Yeah, all the soundtracks are on Spotify except for Thrice Upon a Time, which I imagine will be coming soon.
Probably. And they're all really solid.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I don't know if I like the music more than the show's music.
I think it's a little more eclectic for the movies, personally.
Yeah. I think that the show has a wider range of sound for me.
I disagree.
No? Okay.
Because I think at this point Shiro Sagisu has, because Neon Genesis was in 1996.
Yeah.
So at this point, Sugisu has kind of grown as a musician and a composer, so he's able to do a little more interesting things musically.
That's
with
fair.
what he does.
I may have not listened to everything, but I feel like I had a better time listening to NGE's soundtrack. But I mean, I still liked all of it.
Yeah.
I just think that the music from the show is like, I don't know, maybe it's because I watched the show first.
I
don't know. Well, whatever.
I don't know.
It's all great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All the music's great. Go listen to it if you want. If you like listening to music on its own without a show.
If you like music.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And unlike the show, the music is not that sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually pretty upbeat. All right.
And do anything else?
That's about it.
That's about it.
We did it.
We did it.
I think that my outline helped.
I think you're right.
We should do this.
I'm gonna
more often.
give you the assignment of doing outlines for future episodes. Then.
Okay. Well, audience, let us know how we did.
Yeah.
The preparation for the show for this specific episode has been a lot more involved than every other episode because we
Yes.
kind of just walk on set and then do it,
Which is fun.
which is fun because we get confused and
Yeah.
stuff. But I feel like with a little bit of an outline, it makes stuff a little bit more coherent.
We'll try to be a little more coherent in the future.
Yeah, so if
for
y'all,
you guys,
so if you guys have any opinions on this new kind of setup,
Yeah.
let us know on our socials.
Yeah.
I will still be making an Instagram for the show at some point soon. Hopefully. There is actually an Instagram called Talking Toku.
What?
Yeah.
Who the fuck?
I don't know. I looked it
I'm
up.
looking them up right now.
I looked it up and it has no posts.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have some words for these guys.
It's like, hey, can I have this Instagram account? Because we have.
Can I have your account, please?
We have a show. That's
Brian, while I'm doing this,
Yeah.
what do you want to talk about next time? That's what I want to know. I feel like it's been a while since we've talked about something Toku.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we could talk about.
Motherfucker. It's Talking Toku podcast, too.
Yeah.
Who the hell is this?
I don't know.
This was in March of this year. They're in California. Mother. Brian, you're moving to the West Coast. When you get there, you know what to do.
I'm going to find them.
You gotta find them. We gotta fight to the death over who gets to keep the name Talking Toku.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god.
Listen, I don't understand.
This is a pretty solid logo, too.
Can I see? Oh my God, dude, that sucks. We need to get an artist to make us a good logo.
I'm waiting on it.
Oh, fuck.
All right, so Brian, when you make the Instagram, you need to DM them and be like, "Hey, fucker, we were here first." Because it looks like
Wait, when did we launch this podcast?
this was the podcast. I think we started in probably February, so about a month before they made their Instagram. Because they also have not posted anything since March.
Fuck.
They made 2 posts on March 21st and nothing since.
Damn. Okay. Well,
I'm legitimately upset by this.
audience, go message them and tell them to give us our page.
I wonder if they have a Twitter account. Let me see.
Maybe. You're definitely cutting all this out.
Oh, no. This is good stuff. This is
Oh
good stuff.
my-
I'm keeping this in. This is funny.
Oh my God.
This is really funny. Talking Toku. Is there another Talking Toku account other than the one we have that I barely update because I'm a bad... No, I think we're at least the only Talking Toku on Twitter.
So they just have an Instagram.
They just have an Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know what? Maybe I will shoot them a message. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, can I have that moniker, please?
Yeah.
Because, like, it doesn't seem like they're using it.
Again, March 21st.
Yeah.
They had 2 posts and that's it.
Maybe we can ask them to deactivate the account so I can just...
maybe.
maybe.
Can we steal your logo?
Can we steal your logo? Because the artist that we have paid has not given us yet.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. But anyways, I guess that's it for today.
Yeah,
this is an almost 2-hour podcast.
Any new thing you're checking out? I know you said that you were going to check out. Yeah.
I watched Gojiban. That's about it.
Well, I think I'm gonna actually start playing EDF, which I have
Okay.
told you about.
You have.
And anyone who knows EDF, it is giant bugs and some giant monsters, and you are a soldier in the EDF, and you fight them, and it's fun.
Nice.
So that's the new kaiju thing I'll probably be checking out, even though I have played EDF 4.1 a while ago, but I'm going to try the new one. So I'll let you guys know next time when I'm in Washington.
Yeah. So are we going? Do you want to skip a week to let you move in?
Yes.
Okay.
There's probably going to be about a 3-week.
Okay.
Yeah, 3-week period.
So we're taking another hiatus, people.
a little hiatus, not very long.
Yeah.
If anything, maybe I will have time because I'm going to be doing a lot of sitting around and
So
waiting.
we'll probably have a hiatus. But there's
Probably.
a chance we won't.
Not guaranteed. I'd say 1 extra week at most.
Okay.
Probably.
That sounds good to me.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for the show. This almost 2-hour show.
Absolute
Jesus Christ.
absolute behemoth of
Oh
an
my
episode.
God. Anyways, follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Talking Toku.
And
not
hopefully
Instagram, apparently.
Soon
Not
the
Instagram.
the Instagram, I'm gonna message them. Give me my moniker.
I am your host, David Scrivani.
I am your co-host, Brian Kershaw.
And we'll see you whenever.
Probably 3 weeks.
Probably 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Sorry, but not sorry.
Hey, you know what? Summer's almost over. Go take a vacation.
Everyone say goodbye to Brian. We're never going to see him again.
I'm not dying.
Yeah, you are.
No. I'm gonna come back as Big Brian.
I'm ending this right now. Goodbye.